Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very, very special live stream today. I have two amazing guests with me. We are also going live on Lena and Perry's pages. So, woo woo, we have three communities coming together today to learn all about some goal setting tips and tricks. And then we are also going to give you a very special opportunity to work with the three of us on a much bigger way to set your 2026 goals. And so I want to let these folks, sorry, my dog, he's old. We are going to kind of introduce ourselves, and then we are going to go over the top 3 mistakes that we see folks make when they are goal setting. So, Lena, if you want to introduce yourself and all the amazing stuff you do, and then Perry will turn over to you.
Sure. Hi, everyone. So good to be here. Hope everybody is having amazing holidays and getting into that new year, new me craziness, which is a lie. We're going to tell you why it's a lie. But before we do that, so I am a money manifestation coach. I help businesses who hit the income plateau break through and start making the revenue they truly desire and capable for.
I love it. And I have worked with both Lena and Perry, and they have taught inside of my mastermind community. So I know that both of these folks are on top of their game. Lena's mindset magic is truly that, y'all. It is magic. She will have you thinking of something in a totally different way where you wake up every day, you're excited and all this. So awesome person. And you do some real cool stuff. And then Mr. Perry over here, who is currently on vacation, but is taking some time to come and share in our community. If you want to do a little intro.
Hey, what's going on, family? Can y'all hear me okay?
Perfect.
All right, perfect. Hey, Perry Jeffries here, financial freedom strategist. So first and foremost, I'm just happy to be in the room with these amazing women, these amazing people, and having this conversation. So first, just let me shout everybody out there. If you don't know me, Perry Jeffries, I'm the president of Diamond Equity Advisors, an investment advisory firm here located in Columbus, Ohio, with clients across the globe. Also the founder of Cash Flow Unlocked, and online community and a podcast where we help individuals really start to navigate and become a different version of themselves so they can position themselves to become work optional in 12 to 36 months. So real quick aside here, after being in the financial service business for over 20 years, I come to the realization that I no longer subscribe to having to work 20, 30 years to retirement, and believe that you can actually become work optional in 12 to 36 months, but you have to start to think like the bank. And that's what we do, is we help individuals change their dynamic of who they are and how they manage their finances. And in doing that, we help people become financially free so they can show up as a better version of themselves. All right, that's what I got.
Financially free in 24 to 36 months is wild. That's
crazy.
Wild. Yeah.
Crazy. That's a crazy statement.
It's so crazy.
And it took me a second to even say it out loud, right? But I had to be like, well, if I'm gonna live my true self, I'm work optional as of like December, right? We've helped other clients become work optional in about 18 months. So had to kind of be a product of the product, right? And the reality of it is I have found that more people are closer to becoming work optional than they are to being retired. Right? Because retirement is typically based upon a lump sum of money, this quote unquote nest egg that's supposed to, last for your entire life, where work optional is all about cash flow today to cover your expenses. So more people are closer to being work optional than they are retired, but they've been conditioned to believe that they have to work 20, 30, 40 years to age 65.
Sign me up.
That's why I love hanging out with Perry. He always makes me feel so rich. I love him.
I love it, y'all. So we're getting some awesome comments coming in. Hey everyone, folks are asking, what are we talking about? So Lena, what are we talking about today?
So we're going to make sure that you don't accidentally manifest your 2025 mistakes back in 2026 by default. So I jokingly said, new year, new me is a lie. I actually use a different word, but we're going publicly and maybe there are kids around. So I'm going to filter myself.
Is it BS?
Yeah, that works too. So when we talk about new year and new me, I think we can all think about situations and goals in our life where we said that and it came to a screeching halt by February. Well, maybe March if you are a hustler. And there is a reason for that. It's actually not because you're broken. It's not because your mother didn't raise you right. It's because we were not taught how to actually intentionally get what we want. And it doesn't start with anybody other than us. So if I were to give a very quick first tip, is if you are married to that hashtag new year, new me, flip it. It should really be new me, new year. And then new year becomes optional.
New me, new year. So that is something that we are going to be talking about in detail in our goal setting workshop. Can you give me kind of a high level, like how would someone go about that related to goals?
100%.
Yeah.
So let me give you a quick visual. How many of you guys enjoy coffee?
Me.
Okay. So I'm originally from Eastern Europe and we drink espresso. And you know, espresso gets served in this teeny tiny espresso shot, right? It's kind of like a heart attack in a cup. So you enjoy a good espresso. You can only have a couple of them. And then you're like, you know what? I could actually go for a latte. Jesse, what would happen if I tried to serve you latte in an espresso shot?
Oh, it would overflow. It'd be everywhere. Big mess.
Correct. Because you don't have enough capacity to receive that next drink.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happens in business. This is why businesses plateau. You're trying to reach goals that require greater capacity than what you currently have in your identity. You are probably trying to hit that next milestone, still being who you were when you first launched your business. So there is a mismatch between the identity and capacity, and that's why we cannot attract the revenue, the clients, the level of business that we want, because we have nowhere to put it. We're still sitting with the espresso shot.
I love it. I love it. That is such a great analogy. And it is really what so many people come into the new year thinking, I want a latte. Well, you're living as an espresso. You're an espresso cup.
That's absolutely awesome. Can I run with that, Lena, and put that in my own words as well? I just like to say things back just to make sure I have it.
I love that.
When you said that, and the funny story is, like, so we talk about kind of like, going into the New Year's or whatnot. I just recently hired a fitness coach.
Ooh.
And I know a lot of people think about that, like, well, because I actually got asked this question at the gym. Well, Perry, you're a personal trainer, strength, and you're an athlete. Why are you hiring a coach? And I said, well, can you name me one elite athlete who didn't have a coach? Michael Jordan had a coach. Tiger Woods had a coach. The Williams sisters had a coach. What are you talking about? And he was like, I stand corrected, right? So I have this coach now because I was like, hey, if I'm going to be work optional by 50, right, my body needs to look, like it's work optional. Kind of the saying is, your income can't be high net worth and your body look minimum wage, right? So I'm focused on my body. Long story short, right? When I heard that espresso scenario, I went to food. Because I'm not a huge coffee drinker. I like coffee, but it's the same thing, right? So, like, if this is you, and literally I'm just grabbing this. I had no idea I was going to grab this. This is complete freestyle because I'm sitting in a restaurant where they're probably looking at me like, dude, you're not supposed to be here, but it's fine.
This is work optional.
Like, for sure. So here's the deal. If this is you and you're trying to, and this is your plate, right? And you're trying to hit a certain goal, but you haven't got a bigger plate. So if we kind of use this thing behind me and say, that's the plate that you need to have to hit this particular goal in 2026, but you're still identifying as this plate. No wonder you struggle with that. It's kind of like the same example you were saying right there, Lena, right? Like the espresso versus the latte. Yeah. So in order to hit the next level of success, the focus really has to be on developing you and becoming a bigger plate to hold that success. That's where my mind went to. Did that kind of alignment?
100%. And since we're talking about food, and I love that, that's why you and I are so connected, because I have a relationship with food. The reason people fail on their health journey is because they're trying to get into the body while staying in the identity that used to eat their feelings in donuts. Okay. So when we talk about identity, I'm not talking about personality. I'm talking about your capacity to receive. And I'm not throwing shade on anybody who's on a health journey right now. For probably 40 years, I was on this yo-yo of every possible diet. And it was just this year that I was able to release 35 pounds and kept it even through the holidays.
Good for you.
Because I have shifted from the identity of a middle-aged woman, which sounds so awful, who is losing weight, to a fit and healthy person. Gender neutral, doesn't matter. Fit and healthy. Because that identity not only has made choices that the previous one wasn't, she also stopped doing certain things. It stopped being about what I cannot eat, and it became about what I can eat. It stopped being about how do I fit 30 minutes workout to how do I stay fit during my business day. So that works with money, you two guys. When people come to me and say, I want to make more money, my first question is, what is your capacity to receive? What systems do you have in place to get that money? This is why so many lottery winners go broke. They do not have the system, the capacity to hold the energy of money that they just got.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, so good.
So good. Okay, y'all, I love it. So now that you kind of have like a little kind of shift in your mindset on really what we're trying to accomplish here, we want to go over the top 3 reasons that we see people fail in their goals by February, maybe March if you're an overachiever. Okay. So the number 1 reason that we see is that people are not planning for real life. Okay. Just like Lena was saying, you have this ultimate goal, but you're not planning for what's realistic, right? You can't eat the perfect healthy meal for every single meal because you are a real human with real responsibilities and you travel and you like donuts, right? Like stuff is all okay. That stuff is all okay. And so you may have, planned the perfect week, but how does that impact, like, how does that kind of extrapolate to a full year of goal setting? So what can you guys share about that?
I'll jump in real quick and then pass it over to Lena. This is perfect. So I'm going through this health journey right now, right? And I've hired this coach to get me in the best shape. I won't say the best shape of my life because the best shape of my life was when I did an actual physique show back in 2014.
Oh, I want pictures. You better share some of those.
Oh, they're on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, almost a decade ago. 6-pack was crazy. 8-pack was crazy. Yeah. So, but I'm on this health journey right now, right, to be the best version of myself, at 50. And what you said was like so important because, me and my wife are foodies. We're on vacation and I'm talking to my coach and I'm like, hey, man, I'm on vacation and I'm going to enjoy this 3-4 day vacation with my wife. And I'm going to eat. I literally have a drink right here while we're on this call. And I'm going to enjoy my time, right? Now, how does that, is that failing the what we're trying to get accomplished? When my coach came back and said, hey, man, with holidays, yeah, you're going to eat good, right? You know what I'm saying? We just got out of Christmas and Christmas Eve and now we're on vacation, right? So he said, hey, man, control the controllables, and don't beat yourself up, because for you to actually put on weight on vacation, he gave me the math that's like, hey, you actually got to like consume this something crazy like 3,000 to 4,000 more calories than what your body actually needs. So I would have to be almost like 6,000 calories to gain weight, right? So it's like,
I can do it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, for sure. But when you put it in perspective, he said, well, here's the deal: commit to getting your 10 to 12,000 steps a day, commit to getting your 200 grams of protein, and commit to getting your workout. Now, your nutrition may be a little shaky over these next couple of days, and that's okay. That's not failure. You know what I'm saying? That's, to your point, real life. You know what I'm saying? Birthday parties, celebrations, things of that nature. So you just make those adjustments, right? So I'm going through that piece right now. And I think so many people get caught up like, man, and I actually did this myself. I had a week where I didn't hit my macros, my macronutrients on my training, right? And he's like, dude, don't beat yourself up, right? Address it. You're tracking the numbers. You know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Recalibrate and move forward. And then really the key is like, hey, why didn't you hit those numbers? And then when you identify why you didn't hit those numbers, to Lena's point, that's now when you create a system to make sure you hit those numbers. And the system, and this is going to sound crazy because some people think systems is like this overwhelming shit, and it's not. You know what I'm saying? Systems is simply this. Hey, to hit my macros, Perry, take your butt to Aldi's, take your butt to Giant Eagle, get the protein sources, get the snacks out the house, put in the beef jerky and the protein powder, and that way when you want to snack, you're snacking on the right stuff. That's a system. Having the right food in the house is a system. So it can be just as simple as that.
And I always like to say that simple systems like this are so much more important than willpower. And I know we're talking a lot about kind of weight loss. I think a lot of people can relate to that. And maybe not even weight loss necessarily, but, you know, being the most fit version of yourself and the body you want. And so I've been on Lena's same journey forever, years and years, decades of, you know, up and down and the whole thing. And we so often get stuck on willpower, and willpower will not last. It just can't. You have a finite amount of willpower and of decision-making ability. It is proven scientifically that I don't know the exact number, but you have a certain number of decisions that you can make a day before the willpower is just gone. And so it's the simple systems that make those decisions easier are going to let you kind of bypass needing that willpower.
I love that a lot, Jesse. And the truth of the matter is we make things way too complex.
Yeah.
And then when our mind perceives something as complex, it actually shuts down because we are pretty simple. Life is not that deep, and we are very simple creatures. Let's be honest. Okay. So what we're going to do in the workshop, and guys, if you are on the fence about joining the workshop, like, we're not playing. This is going to be absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. What we're going to do is we're actually going to give you an exercise that will allow you to meet your 2026 self. Like, you will actually meet him or her
visually.
Yes. And it's not going to be smoke and mirrors. It's going to be some AI technology, but you're going to love it. Why do we do that? Because that identity, that image will become your anchor and your system to serve as your GPS throughout the year. Let me step away from food and back into the money, because I love food and money equally.
Yeah, I think this is why we get along so well. Those are like top two favorite, and my pets and my wife, you know, family.
Yeah. I like my husband too.
So Lena, finish this point. But after you finish this point, I got to share this. I got to share this quick story. But finish this. I got a story about money and food. Don't let me forget money and food. Okay, go.
So we all ate too much cheese. We also spent too much time on Christmas presents. Like, each of my kids got like 7 more hoodies. Like, I seriously feel like my household single-handedly supports Hollister. So what is the system? Well, that identity of me, 2026 identity of me, is very aware of where her money is. What does it mean? Does it mean she doesn't spend? No, she does. Come on, we matter. But it means she's very honest about her credit card statements. She knows how much balance is on each credit card. She is also aware of what is the percent rate on each of those credit cards. And to Perry's earlier point, I ain't going to do this life alone. I have a coach who's going to tell me, girl, this is how we're going to shift your finances so you can clear this Christmas residue fast. This is the difference between acting from your future self, who is in control, who still lives the life, but makes intentional choices, versus your old version who is like, oh my God, I just added to my credit card balance. What am I going to do about it? We're going to die. I mean, yes, eventually, but not over credit card debt. Perry, back to you.
I love that. All right, so a couple things. I recently heard this on a podcast. Um, the person referred to systems as save yourself time, energy, money, stress. And I
Mm,
love that because I'm kind of like an acronym fiend.
you're a big acronym guy.
I'm a big acronym guy. So I love them. And the quote I heard, I learned this going through John Maxwell's certification program years ago, was systems allow ordinary people to achieve extraordinary results predictably. And I love that because you don't have to be, to your point, Jesse, have this, Mr. and Mrs. Willpower, and you never make a mistake and 100% discipline and never drop the ball.
It's impossible.
Ordinary, yeah, absolutely. Ordinary people can achieve extraordinary results with systems. That's why systems are there. They help ordinary people have these extraordinary results. So I love just the whole concept and the idea of systems, right? Because you can implement a system to hit any goals. So whether we're talking about physical, financial, family, whatever the case may be. But I have to share this quick. So I had a buddy of mine. He shared this with me. He said, "Hey man, you changed me." I said, "Okay, how did I do this?" He's like, "You probably don't remember this conversation, but we were at this time we was at the Brownstone downtown Columbus." And I said, "Well, what did I say?" He said, "I came up to you, Perry, and I was telling you how I was, growing my business and I was making money and I was making these moves and doing all of these things, right?" And he said, "You looked me dead in my face and said, but are you eating?"
Mm.
And he said, "Huh?" And I was probably on about 2 or 3 drinks while this conversation was going. And I said, "Yeah, are you eating?" I said, "Do you eat what you want to eat?" He said, "Huh?" I said, "So here's the deal, bro. Don't tell me about everything that you're doing because it comes down to, are you eating? Because here's the deal. If you want to go order a $250 tomahawk steak from Mastro's, can you go do that? Or do you have to go get a hamburger?" And I'm not against a White Castle hamburger or McDonald's. I'm not against it, right? I'm kind of a fast food connoisseur. I go top to bottom. I have a very wide spectrum of where I eat, right? I'm saying I can be at the Michelin restaurant and I can go to White Castle and be very happy as well. So that being said, it's about, can you eat where you want to eat? If you want a steak, can you go buy that? Right? You know what I'm saying? Or is it you want a steak, but you can only go get the White Castle slider? And he said, when I said that to him, it changed his life because he's like, "I don't know if I'm eating." You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Yeah, or do you eat what you want to eat?" And that kind of goes into the financial piece, just kind of with the, the food concept along with it, is, are you positioning yourself to have the freedom of choice to be able to do the things that you want to do? Like, if you want to eat that, can you eat that without feeling guilty about it? You know what I'm saying? Being able to afford it. You know what I'm saying? Right. So choice is so important, but I just have to throw that quick story in there because when you talked about loving food and finances, yeah, they go together. We might need to write a book called Food and Finances. I don't know. That might be the next movie.
Called Are You Eating?
I don't know. Are you eating?
Yeah, it's the name of the book.
Are you eating?
I love it. We'll take a 10% royalty on that one, Perry, for the idea. No, I love it. Okay, y'all. So that was number one reason people fail. We got 2 more reasons to get through. So people don't plan for real life, right? You're focused on willpower. You're not focused on those simple systems that we know works. We know it works because it works for us. It works for our clients. Reason number 2 is people copy goals that are not theirs. I am so guilty of that. I look around, I'm the little kid who was like cheating on their tests just to know that I'm like doing it right. And I knew I was doing it right, but I just needed that extra confidence that, hey, did my neighbor say the same answer? I was so that kid. And so I have been guilty of goals that are not mine. I am in, I have my real estate mastermind that I lead. I'm also in a real estate mastermind where I go and I am a peer, right? I am not on the stage. I am in the audience. And I find myself looking at what other people are doing in their business and feeling like I need to replicate that. And it is not the case. I'm 38 years old and I still don't quite get that. I still am looking at what my neighbor is doing and I'm trying so hard to get away from that. So we see all the time people picking and choosing goals that they see on the internet, right? Social media is filled, especially this time of year, with everyone and their goal setting, and you just end up doing things that aren't true to you. And so we, during this workshop, are going to help you figure out you, who you are, what's important to you, what your life looks like today, and then turn that into a plan for 2026.
I love that, Jesse. And just to give you some, pressure relief, I'm 48 and I'm still cheating off somebody's
Are you
else.
cheating on the neighbor? Good.
Let me tell you, there is a way to actually get to that lickety split. And you and I did that when we were having a conversation a year ago and you were looking to double your revenue. And that was a pretty bold goal, right? When somebody sits down, an established business owner, and wants to do double. I didn't really know what that meant, but energetically didn't matter to me. The question I asked her was, hitting that number, what would that give you? That made that goal personal.
Yeah.
And in that moment, the light bulb went off. And she had the most beautiful personal desire that came through. Not only did she hit that financial goal in like 2 months, it was ridiculous.
Oops.
That desire came to life and some. So this is the best way for you to validate if the goal is yours, is you can cheat of your neighbor's paper, but then ask yourself, what would getting that give you?
That's so powerful. Man, I just love these conversations. We should just do this all the time. Like every day. No, that's too much. But here's the So first of all, Jesse, I want to make sure we acknowledge the gem that you just dropped, and I want to make sure that everybody listening really heard this. You are by every imagination a successful real estate investor, right? Over 70 doors, right? You're the bomb. You're my real estate coach or my wife's real estate coach, right? So you're the bomb. To hear you say, I'm in a real estate mastermind learning as well, I think a lot, I don't want to make sure nobody missed that, right? Because here's the deal. You should be able to ask your coaches who their coaches are, right? That'll kind of give you a really good idea, right? And every coach should have a coach because we all have our blind spots, right? So I just want to make sure I acknowledge you for sharing that's so dang on important, right? Same reason the dude asked me at the gym, like, dude, you're an athlete, you're a former personal trainer. Why do you have a coach? Dude, why wouldn't I have a coach? I'm trying to win. I'm trying to be the best version of myself. Are you kidding me? Right? So first I want to acknowledge that. And then on this particular topic, right, setting goals for other people. I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna teach this in our goal setting workshop, but I'm gonna give people just a little snippet of it, right? When you talk about, or when I talk about being work optional, I know that's like, what are you talking about, work optional? So I'm going to share this, and then I'm going to kind of go back to the point of your goals shouldn't be somebody else's goals, right? To become work optional, it's a simple equation. Do you have more asset-based income? And by the way, Lena, we threw passive. We leave in passive in 2025. We're no longer saying passive income. We're saying asset-based income because there's very few income that's truly passive that you don't have to maintenance and work for. So we're going with asset-based income going into 2026. So your asset-based income coming from real estate, income coming from your business, infopreneurship, right? Traditional investments, whatever case may be. When your asset-based income, the money that comes into your household that you do not have to trade your time for dollars for, when that's more than your monthly expenses, you're technically work optional. So stay with me here. So if my monthly expenses are $5,000 a month and I have $5,001 coming in from these different assets, then I'm work optional. But guess what, y'all? Your goal is not my goal. Because 5,000, you may need 5,000. My household needs $14,279. So don't make your goal my goal. Make your goal your goal. And it comes down to knowing what your numbers are, so that you can reverse engineer into getting into that to hitting that goal. So I could sit and be like, you know what, man, there's some other online coaches and financial guys, you know what I'm saying, guys and girls doing, multi-million dollars a year. Who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? I don't even need to do $1 million. You know what I'm saying? I'm under 7 figures right now and still work optional. So again, because I know my numbers and my goal. So And we all do. We all compare like, dang, he out here, he or she out here killing it. No, here's the deal. That same person, you know what I'm saying, those people who are doing multi seven figures in their business are still grinding it out every day. I'm doing under seven figures and I'm work optional. So again, make your goal and know what you need to get accomplished.
Yeah. And we're going to
give homework. Can I give homework? I want to give people homework.
Yes.
All right. So when I do workshops, I give this homework and it sounds so easy. And then people call me crying. So I need you to write down a list of 50 things you want. 50. And Jesse's like, because she did it and she knows it is not that easy.
Yeah.
Because
it's harder than you think.
A lot of people say they want more money. They actually cannot materialize it because they don't know what they want. They stop dreaming. So that becomes an empty number, and universe does not understand numbers. It's dead. There is no frequency behind it. So you need to convert it into the language that universe understands, which is the energy. So write down the list of 50 things you want. And let me tell you, it's going to start easy. And by the time you hit 25, 30, we're going to get to the truth. So Perry, I'm going to check your homework. Jesse, you can redo your list.
Yeah, I need to, because things have changed in the last year. That's why we're setting these goals every single year. You guys, if you don't know, this is the 3rd annual goal setting workshop I've hosted. This is the biggest, best year yet. And it used to just be, one session. We're now doing 3 sessions, across 3 days. You're really going to walk out with not just the goals themselves, but a lot of like the life stuff around it. And that's why we are doing this every single year, because things change. If I look back to myself even 12 months ago and what I wanted then versus what I want now, and I can't even imagine the next 5-10 years from now, like how I will evolve and change. So that's why it's so important that you're doing this check in with yourself and your business and your personal self every single year. Okay. Number 3, people set wishes and not plans, right? You're like, well, I want this. Well, how are you going to get this? If you've heard of SMART goals, this is going to be a big focus for the workshop, is teaching you SMART goals and then how to actually implement them. You can't just say, I want to become work optional this year. Okay, cool. That's a wish. It's not a goal. It's not measurable. It's not achievable. I mean, it could be achievable, depending where you are, but it needs to have more substance to be considered a goal and not a wish, right? And so that is day 3 of the workshop. That is all that we are walking you through. It's how to turn these wishes into actual tangible plans. Does that sound important? Does that sound like...
That sounds amazing, because I cannot tell you how many people came to me and said, I want to make $1 million. And I'm like, how much is it per month?
$83,333,000. $83,333. I know that.
Guys, I'm not even half joking. They don't know how much it is per month. So that tells me they don't know how much of their product or service they need to realize to even hit that. So that is a wish. That is not a goal.
Oh, I have so many stories because I do a lot of CFO work for business owners. And I can't tell you, Lena, how many times I've come across that like, oh, I want to make this right here. And like, well, what is your, what is your profit on your unit of the thing that you're selling in order to do that? And when they find that number out, they're like, oh, well, I don't want to do all of that. Then why are we selling that particular product? Right. It's the wildest thing. I'll share this to this particular topic, Jesse. I love this, wish versus a goal.
Yeah.
With me being, I don't know if y'all know this. Do y'all know what my degree is in?
About the what?
Do y'all know what my degree is in college? My college degree?
Basketball. That's just a guess.
It was. No, it was. Actually, I went to school for basketball. So my degree. No. I am a Division I athlete. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I know.
School for basketball. But my degree is in math.
Okay.
So I'm a math major with a biology minor. Crazy, ridiculous. We'll get into why that happened. But the math and the why is so dang on important. And I can't reference the book that I read this out of, but I'll share this. Most people can tell you where they don't want to go. And what I mean by that is this, right? If you be like, hey, classic case, you know what I'm saying? Let's say I'm dealing with my wife or anybody for that matter. Like, hey, what you want to eat? Well, I don't know. Well, do you want to go here? No, I don't want that. Well, you want to go here? No, I don't want that. Well, shit. You know what I'm saying? You tell me everything that you don't want. Can you tell me what you want? People can tell you where they don't want to go better than they can tell you where they want to go. And so the deal is, if you're trying to get, you know what I'm saying, someplace, whatever that number is, to your point, I'm going to be work optional by the end of 2026. Well, if you don't know that number, if you don't know your budget, if you don't know the destination, right? If you got into the car and you're traveling from, New York City to LA, and you don't have a GPS and you're just trying to wing it, you might mess around and end up in Alabama, and probably not where you want to be. So here's the deal. If you don't have a clear identified destination of where you're trying to go, there's no way for you to create a GPS or a roadmap to get there. So many people is like, oh, well, but I don't want to do that. Or, okay, cool. Well, what do you want to do? Or, what I'm saying, what is that number that you're trying to hit? Or to your point, Lena, like, what are the 50 things? You know what I'm saying? And just so you know, I heard that you get to the real stuff after number 25, because the first 25 is probably going to be the fluff. You know what I'm saying?
Superficial.
And then that second 25 is going to be the real deal. So part of your goal setting, family, the reason y'all need to register, if you haven't registered right now for this upcoming event, is because you're having some blockage, because we all do, until somebody comes and be like, hey, yo, that's a wish, right? No, what is the goal? And that goal, going to kind of go back to that whole SMART goal piece, has to be specific and measurable. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the whole piece with that, right? You have to really get down to what those numbers are. And when you get down to what those numbers are, or you get really clear on the destination, then it's not that hard to get there. But so many people, kind of the analogy I use, and I know you guys aren't here in Columbus with us, but you have Columbus, and then you have this 270 highway that goes around Columbus. It's a big circle, right? It's like people are on 270 going 90 miles per hour on 270, but can't tell you where they're going or where they need to exit to get to their destination. Slow your ass down, pause for a second, and get clear on the destination, because you probably should have took the exit, 10 miles ago, but you just going fast around 270 and ain't going nowhere. Okay, that's my rant for the day.
I love it. I want to say a side note that my dad, growing up, he always said that he wanted to open a restaurant called I Don't Care. For all the times that people said, where do you want to go? Oh, I don't care. And he said he would be a millionaire if he owned that restaurant.
We need to run that. We need to run that in 2026. That's the one right
we'll
there.
Bring him in as the head chef. Barbecue restaurant. No. So go ahead.
And I know we're out of time, but I just got to say this. And if you guys want to know more about it, definitely come to our workshop. Focusing on what you don't want instead of what you want is beyond dangerous. And I'm not into scare tactics, but I'm the energy coach. I work with energy. And let me tell you, universe is not your mama. You are not going to get what it's better for you. You're going to get what you put in the universe prime basket. So whatever you focus on gets the attraction. So if you're really, really afraid of something, if you're really focused on paying off your credit card debt, I'm going to be very honest with you. The only thing you need to pay off credit card debt is credit card debt. Because if you don't have credit card debt, you have nothing to pay off. So be very careful what you're avoiding intentionally, because it's possible that you're literally manifesting it into your 3D.
Yeah. Yeah. I have some stories about this that we can go into, but it's some things where, okay, we'll save it for the workshop. I know Lena has a really good one that she shares. And so you guys, we have posted the link in the comments. If you're on YouTube, if you are on Lena or Perry's channels, we'll drop them in the comments as well. This is a super, super high value 3-day workshop. It is January 6th, 7th, and 8th. And we are meeting at, what time are we meeting? 7 to 8:30. That's the regular general admission ticket. You get all 3 days. In addition, if you upgrade to the VIP, you are going to get 3 additional hours with us I have one day, Lena has one day, and Perry has one day where we are going to go deep into what we are the experts in: real estate, mindset, and financial planning and wealth building. And they all three work together. There is a reason that the three of us in this room can't stop talking, because what we do is so incredibly cohesive. It's like actually kind of mind blowing. And so we're putting all of our expertise together, and we're bringing that to you in the VIP and in the general session. So the link is in the comments, and we definitely want to see you guys all there.
We're clearly a party in the box.
Yeah, we are a party in the box.
Oh, this is going to be amazing. I'm excited. If we only sold one ticket, I know we already sold multiple tickets. So if you haven't got your ticket, you get your ticket. But even if we only sold one ticket, I would just be excited just to get on the call and connect with y'all for 3 days, because I'm a constant learner, and I know I'm going to come into this workshop and I'm going to walk away with something.
Yeah.
And that's what's most exciting about being in a room like this. When you're in a room with experts who are killing it in their space, and they bring in other experts who are killing it in their space, everybody's going to walk away with extreme value.
Yep.
So I can't say how excited I am about this piece.
You're going to have your whole year planned from a mindset and point of view, but also a tactical point of view. And you're going to walk out with your goals on paper. The workshop comes with a workbook where you actually are going to fill out all of this information, and you're going to have your 2026 plan right there in your hand. So, whoa. Oh, that was fun and great timing.
That was the sign. That was the sign.
Yeah,
that was it right there. That was it right there.
Yeah. I've never seen that one before, but it works out.
Oh my God.
Okay, y'all. So your 2026 goals in your hands. I can't do that again because it may go crazy. Link is in the comments, and we're gonna see you guys there. Have a fantastic new year, and I look forward to working together. See ya.